Good evening, everyone, or good morning, whichever it is to you. I hadn't done a video in a while. 3 days ago, I did a short one on that scam that's been going around forever. But as far as any updates on the Bitcoin, we're going through one of those periods where there's really no point because we're kind of stuck in a range. The market has traditionally followed a pattern for the last 12 years. It's been fairly consistent, through 2000, it's in 2013, 2017, uh, 2015, I think, but it usually follows a pattern. Uh, the gentleman known as Plan B, or the time traveler, as some call him, has predicted all of those events. And his prediction is, with the charting and the trajectory and everything he uses, is that Bitcoin will be at $98,000 by January 1. Is that a possibility? Absolutely. I've been through it. I've been through 80% drops, 200% gains, 60% drops. So I've been there a long time. I'm an IT guy. I'm not a technical guy, a TA guy that does technical charts, and I use technical charts. But anyway, I've taken the time off because I've been looking into other strategies and ways to do crypto, which there's a lot of ways you can do it. Of course, using Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is your base, and Ethereum is your second base, I guess you would call it. I never touch those. I leave those alone all the time. And this is that. Some of the hotter coins I've been looking at. Like I said, of course, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, you always keep those. Bitcoin right now at $57,000. Ethereum's at $4,500. So chances of Bitcoin being at around 98,000 by the end of the year, very possible. Ethereum at 10,000, very possible. Looking back at a year, 360 days back, a month ago, Bitcoin was up 380%. Now it's only up 270% for the year. So I figure it's got another 100 to go. We'll see what happens. But I've been playing around with some other charting. This is a chart called GoCharting.com. It's similar to TradingView, but they don't charge anything. TradingView, you can only have so many indicators on it, and then it won't allow you to do anything else. This one basically does the same thing, although it is a little bit harder to operate sometimes. I think once you get used to it, it's not too bad. It has quite a bit of the coins on there, and disappointed in the lack of some of the coins that they don't have. Well, because they're decentralized, of course. Of course, they've tried to find a way around that, which was problematic for me, which I had to figure out on my own. Their support didn't figure it out. I figured it out, which is usually the case with most everybody I deal with. So, anyway, just looking at Bitcoin, let's go out to like an hourly. I mean, you can see the volatility we've had. If we go back to the 26th of November, where it was down to like 53, where I sure wish I'd had a lot more capital to put in on it. I mean, we got all the way up 10% to back up to 58. So, and then, you know, of course, we were at, what, 64? Yeah, 68,000. So, really, you have what looks like a descending, you know, wedge. If you drew a wedge on here, you know, trend lines, you'd be, you know, so it looks like a pretty good downtrend. But then again, you have a test of the bottom, retest to the bottom, back up, retest and back down, back up, retest, back up. So we are getting, I guess you would say lower highs or higher lows or lower highs or however you say it anyway. But it looks that way. But if you did pull out on even on a daily basis, well, that's a weekly basis. I wouldn't really call that a downtrend. So, and this is on a weekly, actually. On the daily, you got a similar thing. If I had to draw a trend line on here, if they've got one, I guess that's what they have. Yeah, so you draw a trend line. Using the daily chart, you know, it's pointing back up to 70,000. So, look at the big picture. You have to always look at the big picture. So, if you don't, you're going to mess up. And we're going to move this down to back to last year, September, and put it on a trajectory. Hitting the lows, we will be extending outward, depending where it comes back down again. You really can't tell until it comes back down again where it would actually be. I wish they'd let me move this thing. Why didn't? There's a problem with this thing. Where is auto? Oh, there it is. Can't lock it. So yeah, so this trend line that is currently on is basically heading towards the $100,000 mark. Now, if his prediction is correct, I assume that we're going to have to come down lower to hit 98. And, well, I went too far out. Dang it. Really need to go to, like, January 1st. So, that's right about January. So, pull out on the monthly. You know, it'd be a whole totally different story. You'd be shooting way past it. So, my thinking is, if he is correct, Plan B, whoever that is, I don't really know who it is, if we take it from, let's take 2021, he may be figuring this on a yearly basis. I'm not positive on that. So to take us there, we did have a small wick. Where did it go? Let's see, so the first of last year. Okay. The first of last year, and we go out. Okay, there it is. From the 365 days ago, hitting the very bottom of this low wick. If it continues upon this trajectory, it's pretty much right on when we get to the first of the year. It should be really here, so yeah. I don't know. I don't know how he figures it out, but that's the thing. I mean, will it do it? I don't know. He doesn't know. Nobody knows. He's been right all those other times, but so what? Anyway, what I've been doing is looking at live Coinbase. Got so many dang things I've been working on. What I've been doing is the altcoins, okay? You got some of the hot ones right now. So I've been charting them, which ones made the biggest gains, which ones made the least percentage gains, and it's hard not to buy when something is really hot and going up. I mean, it is, because you just think it's going to continue. Take these coins for instance, in a 30-day period up to 3,000%, 500, 300, just ridiculous, crazy numbers. I saw 8 million up here the other morning. I couldn't believe it. Here's one 15,000%. Sand. This is a decentralized coin. You can't get it. And on some of these charts, you can't get it. Even some of the good charts, you can't get it. You can... Gala you can get on Coinbase. Sol you cannot get on the chart. You can't get on the Coinbase. Crypto.com you can. KDA is another hot one, up like 10,000% for the year. So, so that's an issue. So Coinbase came up with a solution to where you transfer your money to a wallet on your phone. So I went on there on my desktop, transferred the money to my wallet, went and looked at my wallet, wasn't nothing in my wallet. So for a week I was emailing Coinbase, because you can't get a hold of anybody on the phone, like, where is my money that I transferred? It's not in my wallet. So they never could tell me, and they never gave me an answer. And one day when I was in Coinbase, what it does, it takes you to Coinbase Pro, to where you transfer your money to your wallet. And somehow my money got transferred to Coinbase Pro Vault, or Pro Wallet, not mobile wallet. So I found it, transferred it back to Coinbase. So that was confusing enough. And the other issue is that Coinbase now has a thing called whitelisting, because normally I send somebody that I exchanged Bitcoin with to the same address many times, arrives in 20 minutes. Well, they had a thing called a whitelist. They said this transaction cannot go through because you're not on the whitelist. So I'm like, well, what the hell is that? So I look on there, and you got to put in the key you're going to send it to, and there's a little clock, 48 hours. You got to wait 48 hours till the clock ticks down, and then it releases the key, and you can send the money. I said, well, that ain't going to work. I mean, I can buy, sell, and trade and everything else, but if I want to send money, you're going to make me put an address in a whitelist. I mean, it's a good security feature, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not against that, but, it was very irritating that, nobody could tell me anything. So, anyway, just going over some of the coins that, well, I guess we could look over the last week, probably be best to look at. And a lot of the ones that have pumped have gone down now, but this one called Sol, it's up 73%, and this one's still doing really good. I picked up some of this Gala, whatever it's called, up 582% for the month, 68 for this week. And ILV I can't get. Well, I got to transfer the money or get on another exchange. If you want to get some of these decentralized coins, you're going to have to get on a decentralized exchange. So, whichever those are, I'm not positive. Sand is another one I've been wanting. Mana, I did which is Decentraland, is really big. Was able to get that, and of course there's Matic, and your big audio is a thing to do with music. I think there's a few out there right now. This is one of the most popular ones. Picked up some chili, and basically it's really kind of simple. If you sort it, let's say by 30-day gain, just sort it by how well the coin is done in 30 days. It's got a 0 over here under the year. That means that it hasn't been around a year. It's only been around maybe 3 months or something. So it could disappear. And who knows? Another thing you got to look at is market cap. There's not even any market cap on this coin. So why would I buy it? Your market cap's over here. This is millions, which 3 million is not that much. Now, like Gala or Gala, whatever they call it, it's only 65 cents. It's got a market cap of almost $5 billion already. That's ridiculous. Sand, $6 billion. Crypto.com, $17 billion already. This thing is going to fly. Right now it's at $50, I guess. Yeah, it's going to fly. It only went up 230% last month. So, ILV I can't get, but it hadn't been around, but it's at $1 billion. So there's a lot of good ones, man. Engine Coin I picked up. It's at $3 billion. It's an up and comer. Who else we got? Audius. Chili's. Another good. It's almost at $3 billion. AXS has been kind of disappointing. They're at almost $9 billion market cap, and they haven't been doing well. But then again, even Bitcoin has only been doing, nothing really, 20% in the last 90 days. So, which is a great return on your money. But Polkadot, man, really been struggling. I think they're going to get it together, but we'll wait and see. Harmony, I bought it, but I got rid of it. I got disappointed. Same with Chainlink, man. They're just struggling. I don't know what they're waiting on. And Cardano, man, they are like, I don't know what's going on with those guys. So, we'll have to wait and see. So basically, you can, if you go down this list, you see red and green, you've got 24-hour, 7-day, 30-day, 90-day, and year. If you can look all the way across the board, and they're all green, well, this one didn't have a year because it wasn't there a year ago. But like, the 7-day, 30-day, 90 days, 1 year are all green. And in big percentages, why wouldn't you buy them? Like this one here, like I said, sand. And look at Sol, green, across the board the whole time, not even a red. Crypto.com, it's got the red because it went up 232%, so it's going to come down. So that's how you can do it. And then the farther you get down, here's a bunch of them, green, 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 green. 21 Luna's is 21 billion market cap. That's humongous. Of course, that's one of the top ones. And so there's a lot of coins. And you start getting into ones where you see the more red. You can take a risk on it, I guess, if you want to. But it'll get worse and worse and worse as you sort them by, the percentages. So you can see, all these are like red, been red forever. Why would you pick them up? If it's a good one that is going to come back up and it's just doing a correction, fine. But I just can't do it that way. I have to do it, on my gut feeling about it. So, using my critical thinking skills, as they call it, which made me think of, I mentioned to a acquaintance of mine a few years ago, we were disagreeing about something or whatever, and I just said, look, I'm a pragmatic, and that's the way it is. And they're like, oh, did you come up with some new big word now? I said, no, I didn't just come up with some big word now. I heard it a long time ago. I know where I heard it, and that's why I remember what it was. And it's actually on like the best TV series ever produced for Cable, The Sopranos. Here's a cut from it.
Me and him, we get along good. So with due respect, let's not jump in and blame John.
True, John's a pragmatist, but he's also a greedy motherfucker.
So yeah, I don't think that's the scene where I was looking for, but it is one of them where I started looking into that. You know, what the heck does that mean? You know, because to me it always meant a pragmatist is a person that looks at, looks and makes decisions based on the facts and not emotions. Okay? To me, that's logical thinking. To me, that's critical thinking. But if you look up definitions of different things, you don't always get the same answer. So, I mean, pragmatism was really part of William James. If you've ever read William James, it's very difficult reading at times because it's so deep. But his philosophies were basically, you know, had a lot to do with pragmatism. You know, that people with their beliefs and they believe in actions and not, you know, just ideas. They believe in actions and their beliefs, and this is the way it is. This is how it's got to be solved, and not letting emotion get in. You know, it's like a gambler. When a gambler starts winning, you know what always happens? They get carried away with emotions, so they bet more and they gamble more, and they lose everything they just made. So that would be not a pragmatist to me. But anyway, I was just looking up some of the interesting philosophies on pragmatism because of everybody throws around critical thinking so much these days because everybody's got the capability of it. But I found out over the weekend I was visiting somebody, and I realized that there are people that I can hang out with or whatever and talk to on a certain level that I consider like pragmatists. Like, they think like I do. They don't think emotionally. I mean, it's not that I don't get emotional, but they don't. When it comes to solving an issue, they don't think logically, they think emotionally. Okay, so that's the difference. And that's what it is with IT. IT, and that's what I was taught by my mentor, is it's a simple matter of eliminating variables. That's all that is. It's an Einstein type of theory. It's ones and zeros. If it's not this one, it's this zero. If it's not this zero, it's this one. You eliminate one thing, that doesn't work to eliminate another. It's like my heater went out in my air conditioner. Well, you know, two people come over and tell me, you know, hey, you know, you're going to spend $800 to replace this board, replace that board. And I said, see you later. And I got up there, messed around with it, got the air conditioner working, not the heater. And anyway, basically circumvented the professionals and went to somebody in the family that's certified and placed one little part, and it's working. So that's eliminating variables, fixing the problem. So, and I don't think people do that anymore. They just read stuff and they soak it in and go, oh wow, yeah, that's true. I mean, wake up, people. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry about that, but I had to get that out there. But folks. So today we have it. Jack Dorsey steps down as Twitter's chief executive. Boy, you know, I was wondering what he was going to do or how he was going to do it because I knew he was in a bind because I never cared for him because of all the censorship that Twitter did and stuff. I don't know if he was the one controlling that or not, or people under him. But he had a conflict because, you know, Jack Dorsey came up with Square the digital payment system in 2009. And it's been around since then, you know, and I heard of it. I haven't used it. I mean, I've used Venmo, I've used PayPal. I just recently got Cash App, and but I don't know if Square is It is a wallet, I'm pretty sure. I think I've heard Michael Saylor talk. He uses Square. I think it's on the Lightning Network. It gets real convoluted and complicated when you get that deep into Bitcoin stuff. You don't need to know all that stuff just to buy crypto unless you're going to, trade altcoins. But he had a conflict of interest. He could not get heavily invested into Bitcoin and be the CEO of Twitter. It's a conflict of interest. It wasn't going to work. Even though he personally owns Bitcoin, he could not do like Michael Saylor did and take the balance sheet of Twitter and throw it on, into Bitcoin, because it was some kind of legal conflict. So, the man who took a company and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar company decides, I'll just leave as CEO because Bitcoin's a better thing. Because it's going to be used. So, it's just a matter of time, people. I mean, like I said, I will brag about the fact that I have been looking at this stuff since 2014 on an average of 4 hours a day, 365 days a year, or maybe 350 days a year, exclude a couple days here and there. But I just listen to a couple of people, the best people, where I get my information. I try to relay that to you to help you. But anyway, this is huge. This is big. I think it may shock a lot of people. For me, it made perfect sense. It's exactly what you do. And the one big reason he's doing it is because MicroStrategies and Mr. Saylor have purchased an additional 7,002 Bitcoins for $414 million in cash at the average price of $59,000 per Bitcoin. So he bought Bitcoin at $59,000 and it's at $57,000. You say, why would he do that? Well, that's because he bought a bunch when it was at $12,000 too. So his average price per Bitcoin is $29,534. Mine is lower. Sorry, Michael. My cost average is lower than yours, even though I don't have 1/1000th of what you have. So, so that's $3.57 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's a lot of money. So there you go. So he keeps going, and what I heard somebody say earlier today, which is going to be true, in 10 years from now, you're going to look back, and you will have witnessed the greatest financial maneuver ever done in human history. He will be the richest man, well, that we know of, because we don't know if Satoshi's still around and still has his 400 million or 40 million Bitcoin or whatever it was that he had. But holding that many Bitcoin, yes, that is that's insane. As you just think of the price goes up another 100%. I don't even know what that is. 3 trillion? Who knows? So yeah, it's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So, and that's why Michael Saylor is what I would consider a pragmatist. But maybe he's not a pragmatist. Maybe he's an idealist. Maybe he's a realist. What is your definition? My definition is not of the words. My definitions are the rebel, the black sheep of the family, the person that thinks outside the box. Those are the people that I relate to. And I had realized this weekend by meeting somebody that lived a rough life and did a lot of stuff Didn't have a lot of opportunities. A lot of people have. But the guy is on a level when it comes to critical thinking, as you would call it, common sense, logical, pragmatic, whatever word you want to use, type of thinking. He knows how to eliminate variables to fix something. He knows how to solve an issue, a problem, by eliminating the variables. It's the same with IT. And I tell everybody it's the same in life. If you got a problem, there's going to be a set of variables. You've got to figure out which one is causing your issue. You got to fix it. If you don't fix it, it's going to stay broke. Okay? So, anyway, this country's so messed up. I can't even tell you. So, yeah, dollar will crash, gold will crash. Well, gold might pump up for a little while and actually do something, if we get inflation going any higher. But they're going to do everything they can to keep inflation from going up. They don't want it to happen. I mean, gold's still at $1,800 an ounce. I mean, it's been that way since 2008 or 6. And silver's at 23. It just never changes. Of course, now, if you want to go to the oil market, then again, hey, looky. All right, we're down to $71. So how is he getting that down since he shut down the oil pipes? You print all the money you want. That's what you do. It's pretty damn simple. And the dollar. Why the hell is the dollar rising? That's bullshit. I mean, there's no dollar index. I haven't looked at it in God don't know how long. It's at 95. But, I mean, it's been ranging there for years. It's been a long time since it's been really, really low. Let's see. Well, heck. If their chart don't work. Oh, he got on a trading view chart. No, this is September. It was down to $92, but look at it. Man, look, it's running up just like Bitcoin. Oh, I wonder how that could possibly be. Money supply increase? I guess so. Anyway, I just thought I'd make a video. Yeah, I don't know why I got hung up on this philosophy of pragmatism. It says William James. Yeah, he marked his doctrines and meanings and conceptions to be sought in their practical bearings, that the function of thought is to guide action, and that truth is permanently to be tested by the practical consequences of belief. That's how he writes. So you've got to, really read it. Anyway, I'm just looking at the web bull charts, and probably going to move to the other one because it has more coins. Out of like 15 coins I own, I think these are the only ones that they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So it's not much. So, and that's a Avalanche, which has been on fire, as you can see. Of course, that's only on 30-minute. No, that's on an hour chart. So, but yeah, it's been pumping up pretty good. Algorand, it's not doing too bad. It was slumping here a bit, going sideways, consolidating, but it's coming around. Bitcoin, of course, we had that big bottom out at 53 where everybody else has been buying. But then we pumped back up to 58 and then went 58 and then back down 56 and then now we're back at 57. And more than likely, don't panic sell. Don't do it. We can see it go down to 54, 53. If we break this last low over here, this 53, we could go down to 50. We could go even further down than that. You have to go back to whenever there was a micro low, or the last macro low, which I don't even know when that was. It was a long time ago. Put it on a daily chart. That's $8,000. Hey, man. And there we go up. 31,000 there. We had a low. And we had another low here at 44 and at 53. And then again at 51, and again at 51, and then we went down to 37 at one point, and went way down to 20. Was that 28 that time? Yeah, boy, I remember that. Then we tested at 37, tested at 43, tested at, again at 43, again at 46, at 43, 43, 43, then at 57, and at 60, 56, 54. So we have to go all the way down here to get back into the 40s, which is not likely. Below 50, possibly, but any lower than that, I'm thinking probably not. So 42,000. From where we are today. Yeah. Man, with those big numbers, it's not that big of a percent. Oh. Probably did better on this other chart. Where'd he go? Oh, yeah. Do it. Let's see, 12 hour. I think the chart's stuck. So 28,000, tested at 38. Okay, here we go. Hold on, chart. Damn it. Yeah, so going back to September last year, 2021, we were at what, 58? Is that where we bottomed? Down to 40, I guess, in September. Around 40. And then we in next bottom, 46, 54, 56, then back down to 55, then back down to 53. So if we did range back down, I would tend to think we would probably would not go lower than 41. That's pretty doubtful. I mean, 46, maybe so. If we did go down to 46, it'd be 25% drop. And that's not anything for Bitcoin. I mean, unless you've lived through the crazy times, that we did. I mean, insanity, like, gosh, how big a drops were some of these? 50% there. Oh, come on, chart. Yeah, there were some big drops along the roller coaster ride. That's 2021. What about 2017? That's 19. And wow. Okay, let's delete these. Okay. So, it's 19, 17. That's 17, yeah. So that was the 20,000 mark. Of course, the numbers were lower back then, so if you go from, I bought in June, and then it hit 20,000 in January 2018. That's a 1,400% increase, 1,460% increase. That's how big a drop that we had. I mean, gain that we had. And then there we were at 20,000. And then we go, boom, drop 84%. So that's a big drop. Just checking my security camera. I heard something outside front. Yeah, they got these new Wise camera systems. They're really awesome. Because my Samsung security system got blown out by the lightning strike that I had, and so now we got this, which is pretty cool. No, don't see any activity down there, so I guess door creaking or something. That's what happens when you live alone, man. You hear weird shit, man, you know. Okay, so then if we come over here to March 2020, and we go over here to April 2020, it's 1,200% increase. And then from there, we went from that nice 1,200% increase to a 51% drop. No big deal. We went back up. Then we had another 25% drop. And then the last one we had wasn't that. Where did my chart go? There it was. Last one we had was, I was trying to go back to a earlier chart. Well, looking at from the high, when was that? November 26th? So they went and changed coins on me. It wasn't very nice of it. Bitcoin, Coinbase, against US dollar. What I usually use, where is it? Oh, BTC, Coinbase, US dollar. On 2-hour chart, so. And basically everybody was panicking over this little 5% drop. Was that it? Maybe it was, well, that was just a couple days ago. I guess it was this one over here, which was only the 25th. So on the 25th we had a 9% drop. People freaking out, you know, it's over, oh my God, it's over. Then we turn around and we have a 10% increase, and then we go back down 5%, then we go back up 5%. So it's just flip-flopping. So anyway, get as much Bitcoin as you can, hold on to it. If you want to play around with the altcoins, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. It's pretty cool. Got to know what you're doing. Got to know what you're looking at, though. I mean, a lot of people ask me about Sheeb and Dogecoin. I mean, look at Sheeb. It's up 32% today. You know, but am I going to tell somebody to go buy Sheeb? And it's a 31 billion market cap. But I'd rather go for something more solid, you know. Anyway, that's about what's happening. Nothing, really. So, Bitcoin dominant is at 40.19. And you know what that means, like I always say, Bitcoin dominance below 42, usually the alts are going to pump. So, it's lower than it's, I mean, look, I thought it was going to start going back up the other day, and it got to 41.10, and now it's dropped. But the market cap of the crypto market is almost at $3 trillion. That's getting close to an all-time high. So if the money's not flowing into Bitcoin, where's it going? It's going into the altcoins. As you can see by the ridiculous gains that they made over the last month. And that's just the ones I had selected. There's one at 63,000%. So here's one at 4.2 million% for 30 days. Here's one at, here's that one right here, look. 90 days. 8.17 billion%. So if you'd have bought $10 worth of this 90 days ago, I guess you'd have $10 billion. Yeah, it's crazy. We're living in a meta world, man. Get used to it. Hey, sorry it's so long, but I haven't been on in a while, so eyes up always.